Today's route was planned by Kevin using Map My Ride. It's been a really good route so far, but just be aware if you are going to do it, uses some of these gravelly sort of tracks through fields, so we're not actually on the road at the moment. It's a bit bumpy, but it's all good. Makes a change, gives you a break from the road for a little while. So yeah, just be aware. If you're using Map My Ride, Genie, Route Planner or whatever, be prepared for a few little tracks. We're at mile 68 out of about 100, just doing a little 100 training riding with Kevin. Kevin on the Mark II, we'll have a look at that in a little while. Have a little look at what we carry with us on a 100-mile ride. Stopped at a little cafe in Oxfordshire, lovely. I'll find out the name of it so we can recommend it, because it was a good one. Bloody windy, headwinds are ridiculous round here. Let's just have a look at what we're using for about 100 miles or over 100. I mean, did 135 with this setup the other day. Didn't stop, didn't drink enough water. Was out 10 hours and drank 2 litres, which I really crashed at about 115 miles. So just have a look at what we're running on now. So we've got Specialised alley, aluminium frame. Got a little top tube bag here, and this is a Top Peak fuel. It's a small, this one. You can fit about probably 20 gels in it if you really ram it, but it's alright, good for carrying. A little bit annoying when you climb in, but if you do it all uptight, it's not too bad, just keep your legs out of the way. GPS, running the Brighton Rider 530. 33-hour battery life, which is really good. The navigation on it is not amazing. And the Brighton app, which is worth remembering, the Brighton app only allows you to put 100 waypoints. So if you're going to buy this for doing really long rides, you're probably going to have to plan your routes on another website and then just load the GPX file. Having said that, really good battery life, really simple, nice display, easy buttons, uploads all your rides just through the Wi-Fi at home, so that's really good. Got a Top Peak saddlebag, and this one's a medium. I carry a load of CO2 cartridges, 6 tyre levers, 2 inner tubes, and some spare zip ties. Always need zip ties, and a little multi-tool. Plenty of room in there for all of that. Got a Bontrager Flare 3 rear light, so just stick that on. It's not really bright enough for using in the day, but certainly as soon as it gets to dusk or anything, it's fine. So what we're running group set wise, we've got the Shimano Ultegra with a short cage derailleur and a 1128 cassette, Ultegra chain. Had to kind of mess around with the chain ring and stuff a little bit on this one because the spindle on this, because it's an aluminium frame, is a little bit different to the ones for the carbon frame. So I bought this off of Kevin, who has a carbon bike, but I did have to put the old Sora cranks back on it for the spindle. But new chain ring and that, so it's all fine. Ultegra brakes, pretty standard. Carry 2 litre bottles of water here. Just put some energy drink in them or whatever. 900ml I think they are, but obviously you need to carry plenty of water. Make sure you keep stocking it up. Oval 520 Concept, 527 Concept wheels, and Continental tyres, classic. So pump them up, 90, 100 psi, works fine. So that's my setup. So let's have a look at Kevin's bike. 2.3. Fuji Altamira 2.3. So this one's a carbon frame. He's had it resprayed satin black or matte black. Looks bloody lovely. Little bit of a shine there. Absolutely good. Black bottles, obviously matching. They're actually the same as these ones over here, but black obviously because you've got to have them matching. Group set wise, we're on a SRAM Red E-Tap. Lovely. 1128 cassette. Old SRAM derailleur there. Is that short cage? Yeah, short cage derailleur there. And we're on Mavic Cosmic Pro carbon deep section rims, obviously. They look cool. You can't question it. GPS wise, we've got the Garmin Edge 1000. And on the longer rides, obviously the battery on this doesn't last forever, so also Kevin's quite neatly mounted a little battery underneath. So I'm told that this runs on the external battery for a little while. How long did you say?
Should get about 150 miles.
Yeah, so probably 150 miles on the external battery, and then once that runs out, you're on the Garmin battery, which lasts about the same again, so you should be alright for a long time. Top Peak saddlebag, and this one's a small. So the smalls, obviously, if I just have a look there, that's the small size, and then that's the medium. So just to give you a bit of an idea. Carbon saddle, his old physique, looks good. Can't pronounce the name of that. Eliante. So yeah, very, very nice setup. What else was I going to mention? Oh yeah, so the light on this one is a nog. This one is bright enough for the day. Let's have a look. Yeah, so this nog, the nog light, I would definitely say if you're going to do a lot of riding in the day and you want a light, the nog one is ridiculously bright. Much brighter than the Bontrager Flare 3. So yeah, get hold of one of them if you're going to do a lot of day riding. Oh, got some visitors, a lot of cows. They can't stay away from the SRAM E-tap. Got to come and have a look. Yeah. Mile 69 now out of 100. Had to find somewhere a little bit less windy to talk about bikes. So we'll carry on now. Go back toward Buckingham. Hopefully still feel alright when we get home. 2 hours. Another couple of hours. Just down the allotment at the moment, a little bit rainy. We did finish our ride yesterday. Did 100 miles, climbed about 4,500 feet. It was a good ride. So what have I learned about cycling this week? Personally, that 100 miles yesterday around Oxfordshire, we'll just go in the greenhouse. 100 odd miles we did in Oxfordshire yesterday. I found that the hardest 100-mile ride I've done, including the hilly ones, all the ones I've done through the Chilterns. I don't know what it was. I think, to be honest, headwinds. Headwinds are an absolute, so demoralising riding into them. Nutrition I've also learned this week. Train coming. Nutrition I've also learned this week and last week, so important. As I said earlier in the video, I was out for nearly 10 hours the other day and I only drank 2 litres of water, and it was not anywhere near enough. So when you start doing longer distances, make sure you keep drinking and eating all the time. Planning some stops, that was a mistake I made. I didn't plan any stops. Didn't have a bike lock or anything, left my bike sort of sitting outside a Tesco Express for a couple of minutes while I just went in and grabbed a little bottle of Lucozade, but try and plan it a little bit better. Next week I've got a 160 mile route planned, starting off with Cop Hill. He's quite a well-known one, round the Chilterns. Over towards Markyate, Hitchin, little loop round Woburn, back out towards Oxford, back into Leighton Buzzard again. So that is going to be a tough one. I imagine I'll be on the road for at least 12, 13, 14 hours, I think. Difficult to judge, to be honest. One of the other things I'm struggling with at the moment is I've got a wife and 2 children and obviously training for this 220, so all my morning rides are 5 AM jobs, which is starting to get to me a little bit. When you're getting up at 5 AM, I'm not really a morning person, so finding that quite difficult. The novelty wears off after the first 2 or 3, but keep it up, keep going. Only about 6 weeks to go now to the event, so hoping if I keep up the mileage, trying to do 200 miles a week, but as I said, it is a lot to fit in. So if I just keep hammering it out every week, hopefully we'll be all right on the day.